Welcome to Conversations with Toy, a blogcast tackling life one episode at a time. This is the time to air out life's craziest moments. This space is all about speaking about life's hang-ups and ways in which we can leave better than when we started. Topics are all about ways we can find space to be better in life, love, mental space, and health.
Hold on. It's not Friday. It is Friday Junior. And with that being said, welcome to a very special edition of Conversations with Toy. First of all, can I just go ahead and just put out a little thank you to you guys? I just want to say thank you. And why am I saying thank you? Because y'all have been showing up and showing out for me on this podcast. Every time I log in, the numbers are numbering. And I love that for us because I'm hoping that whatever I'm putting out is giving you value and that you're enjoying what you're listening to. And that is also helping. Like, it's not just to hear my voice because I don't even like the sound of my own voice. Most people don't, right? And all I'm saying is thank you. Absolutely thank you, and more thank you. Okay, now that we said that, first of all, if this is your first time, I forgot to say my normal greeting. If this is your first time tuning into Conversations with Toy, hello. Hi, my name is Toy. I am your podcaster for this wonderful podcast that I've been going strong for almost, 3 years, I believe. But not only am I a podcaster, I am a content creator, I'm a freelance writer, I am a blogger of my own blog, Toytime blog, that's TOITIME.org. I have been blogging, this is my 11th year, God is good. How did I start? I started from just talking about postpartum depression. And from that has led me to use my voice on the podcast, which if you've never heard the story, you got to go back and listen to it about how this all started. But nonetheless, we are here. I am here. You are here. We are here. And I love that. I am just so grateful. Let me just tell you, this has been a very good week. I know I'm very tired. I've had a lot going on. I've been really, pushing myself. I'm in the middle of training for the Broad Street Run. And if you're not familiar with that, that is 10 solid miles, not 10, imaginary miles. It is 10 real American true miles. We run all of Broad Street. It is a lot. It takes a lot. It taxes your body in ways that, you can't even think. But I do know, once I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone, because one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to quit. That's just one thing I'm not going to do. That's not me. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going until I get to that finish line. And when I get to that finish line, I'm going to start having my recovery food. And then I'm going to slowly go home so I have my tacos and my margarita. That has been such a meal I have every race. And this one's no different. So that is what I am doing. But also beyond that, I just want to keep up my fitness and keep going, because I got a little compliment this week. And I was like, you know what? Let me keep working. You know how sometimes just having that good confidence and feeling good about yourself will continue to push yourself to feel more, just to do more for yourself. Can I encourage you this week? I know we talk about things that when it comes to mental health and wellness, about the downs of mental health and wellness, you may be dealing with anxiety. You might have all these things going on. Can we just have an up talk? I want you to start to build confidence. And how do you do that? The more you take care of you, the more that you pour into your cup, it literally will give you a glow that you cannot buy. You can't put it in a bottle. You cannot put it in a bottle. The more that I say, you know what, I'm going to put myself first and work out. The more I say, you know what, I'm going to put myself first and I'm going to go to sleep. The more that I say I'm going to put myself first, I'm going to rest. The more that I say I'm going to put myself first, I'm going to eat a meal without sharing with my 3 beautiful children. And I did mention that. I'm also a wife and a mother of 3. But the more that I put more into myself, right? I know when you become a mom, you're not supposed to be selfish. Your life is for your children. Listen, my life be for them. I am their Uber driver. I am their, top chef. I am the nurse. I am all these things to them. But the only way that I can be those things to them is being and making sure that I'm taking care of me, right? And so I've been noticing the more I pour into myself, the more I give myself permission. Give yourself permission. No matter, you don't got to have kids. This ain't about kids or not. This is about giving yourself permission to literally enjoy the life that you're living with all the flaws. Bills are going to start rising because God knows we're dealing with this up and down tariffs. 1 minute we're getting this, another minute we're not getting that. Listen, life is going to be lifing, But I am just so committed in making sure that I at least do one activity for myself every single day. And the joy that that brings, the glow that it gives, you can't put this in a bottle. So if you're looking for like the best skincare, what's the best this care? Self-care, pouring into your cup care, it does wonders for you. It really, really and truly does. But today we have a guest. Oh my gosh. Yes, we have a guest today. And this guest is not a guest. It's not a first time guest. Like not even in the least bit. We have none other than Kevin Ross. This is Kevin Ross. This is Grammy nominated R&B singer Kevin Ross. This is the third time he's been on this podcast. Kevin Ross. This is the thank you, Lord, we got some good R&B music, and thank you, Lord, that he understood the assignments every single time. Kevin Ross, okay? And first of all, I love talking with him. He is just a breath of fresh air. To hear him talk and the integrity that you'll hear it today on today's podcast, FYI. To hear the integrity that he has literally makes my whole soul leap. Because when you think about the music industry, when you think about, celeb, or you think about all those things, you see people who are usually pompous. They have all these airs about them. Not Kevin. I talk to Kevin. It's like talking to a good friend. You ever have a good guy friend who just so knowledgeable, and you be like, you know what? Your mama raised you right. You just be like, you know what? I don't even know your mama, but I love the fact your mama raised you right. Somebody, whoever raised you, they was raising you correctly. That's the vibe when I talk to Kevin. I love talking to him. But he is here because he has a brand new project. It is called Love Uptempo. It is 5 tracks. Let me just tell you this. I haven't skipped once. It's such a vibe. Like, Love Uptempo is just that. It's up tempo. It is a vibe. And he is here. He's going to talk about what was the process behind making this particular album, why he made this particular album, because a lot of times we correlate R&B with just slow music, talking about the ups and downs, and usually the downs of relationship, because nothing will sound poetic than talking about some man or woman that left you. Like, it's nothing poetic. You can talk about that all day, but this is a change, a swiftness that we needed for right now. And he's here. He is here today, people. If you are a Kevin Ross fan, or if you're not, maybe you're saying, he's been on the podcast how many times? He's been on here. This is his 3rd time. And maybe you missed it. That's okay. Because in the show notes, I'm going to link his website. I'm going to link the rest of the 2 episodes. I'm going to link the link to his show. Oh, by the way, he's going to be here in Philadelphia on Saturday, April the 12th, doing 2 shows at City Winery in Philadelphia. City Winery is a vibe. It's a great spot for you to hear amazing music and talent. I have heard everybody from, let me try to think, Robert Glasper. Who else? Oh, David Hollister. I've heard some heavyweights, okay? And I'm an R&B girl, and I love music. I don't know if it's my mother was a choir director of the youth choir at our church. My dad played the drums. My mother was also in the theater and arts and dance. I'm surrounded. My family can sing, it's a lot, but I love good music. And Kevin Ross's music is just that. It literally puts you in such a good mood. And this album is everything. But he is going to be here in Philly on August. Oh, I keep saying August. I said that twice, even in the episode. April the 12th. That is this Saturday. He will be here at City Winery. If you've never been, go. It is a thing. It's beautiful. It's amazing what the artist can do, because it's more of an intimate gathering. You know how when you go to a concert and you're being pushed and shoved around by everybody, you have to be in the mindset to go to a concert such as that. But when you're in such an intimate space as City Winery, you really get to hear the essence of a singer. And let me just tell you this. If your singer that you've been eyeing your whole life comes to City Winery, this is how you'll know if they really can sing. Because at City Winery is so intimate, you're going to hear every note, every beat of the drums, the music. And what I love is the music. Having live music, having the artists there, you get to hear them in ways, and they literally will, for the most part, that I've ever heard any music at City Winery, a lot of the artists will come and they are doing things you're not going to hear on any of their albums. And I love that for me. I love that for you, and I love that for us. So Kevin Ross will be here this Saturday, April the 12th at City Winery. So of course, I'm going to have the link for that. I want you to get all the links. So go into the show notes. Click in it, whatever you're listening to this podcast. Click all the things because you will not come in my DMs. Don't do it. Tell me, I didn't know he was coming. I am telling you he is here. And that's why we are here on this particular podcast. So without any further ado, let's welcome Kevin Ross to the podcast for the third time. How beautiful is that? All right, conversations with Toy family. Listen, this next guest is not a guest. He's almost like family now. Because at this point,
Right.
this is our third conversation. He's been on the podcast before. This is our third time having conversations. And that means that if I'm talking with him, that means there could possibly be a show that's coming, and there is. And you want to stick along to listen so you can get all the deets. Y'all know how I love Kevin Ross. This is not the first time you've heard me say that. And this is your first time listening. You are in for a treat. If you've never heard of Kevin Ross, which I can't imagine how possible that is, but just in case, just know this is about to be a good show. So without any further ado, Kevin, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me once again for the third time. I really
Yes,
appreciate it.
I really love that. So let's get right into the music because that is who you are. Everything about everything you do is musically inclined, and I absolutely love that. That you have a new album, Love Uptempo, and I love it. And
Thank
seriously,
you.
I said this off camera, I'm gonna say this on camera. I absolutely love it. There are no skips.
Thank you.
It is, I don't know how to put this, but it's in everything that we would think R&B is. You've put
Mm.
all kinds of different things together. And it's a melting pot of R&B. Like people keep saying that R&B is dead, but that's not true. And you've proved it time and time again.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So what makes you just keep that going? Because again, R&B has not died. It has not.
Um, because my generation needs it. They need they need high vibrational R&B. I think we have a wide spectrum of things as far as offerings are concerned. I just felt like there was a huge gap within like high vibrational R&B, like mid to up tempo records that made you feel good or like that put a smile on your face. And I'm the person where I feel like I'm always going to give creatives the benefit of the doubt. And so while I'm off cycle, I'm like, somebody finna come with something. I already know somebody finna come with what I need,
Right.
right? Because I'm a fan too. Like I'm listening to say, give me something that I can listen to. Give me something that I can put in my playlist. Give me something that I can flex to my uncles and aunties that be telling me that, oh, my generation ain't making music. I'll be waiting for people to drop stuff so I can flex and be like, nah, PJ Morton just dropped this giant. Maida just dropped this joint. Such and such just dropped this joint. Like, we got people. Like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, to me, I was waiting so long that I was like, okay, you know what?
I'm gonna do it.
Let me put my ability to work to say this is how I can be of service. Whether they could appreciate it right now or not, it's too late now. It's in the catalog, and so the weather's breaking, and I just feel like this is a soundtrack to you know the warm. It's warm. I don't want no heartbreak songs. I don't want to be talking about heartbreak. I don't want to be talking about situationships and what we doing. And I don't want any more like beautiful black women with beautiful voices telling me how I ain't shit as a man. Um, you know what I mean? Like at a certain point, like some gotta give. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to make Love Up Tempo at a very high frequency and intentionally because I felt like our generation deserved it. And so for people who do want to listen to that and that felt like me and that was missing, this project is for them.
And you hit it, like you did it. You know that. And I'm glad that you talked about how when we talk about music and you're talking about being able to flex, like I went to visit my parents about 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
And I was like, listen, you got to, I'm trying to put them on the stuff. And like, I can share music with them. And you're definitely one that I would be like, Mom, Dad, did you listen to? I think they know now just because, I'm always like, did you get the new one? And they're like, yeah, I got it. I got it. So like, they get it, but it's good to be able to share music across generations because that is what when I'm listening to this particular, all of your music, but this particular album, it's so classic. So I feel like I could be 60, 70 and still be like, hey, did you listen to that? You know what I mean? Down the
Mhm.
line. It's not going to change. And I love the fact that it's such a timely and classic, but still, you definitely did great with this up tempo, and
Thank,
I love it. I love it.
thank, thank you.
So my next question for you, this is actually coming from my therapist. We're going to get to the music and all this stuff. Let's actually talk about the mashups that you've been
Yeah.
doing. So you did two mashups. You're known as a mashup person because I think that's how I found you. You did
Yeah.
a lot of mashups, especially like when we were in quarantine and all that stuff. You did
Yeah.
great. You kept us going. And the newest two mashups that I saw was with Case and Slim of 112.
Yes.
Two groups in a way, one artist and group, but they are everything when you think of like considered old school, new school R&B.
Early 2000s for sure. Yeah.
And that's the timeline. That's for me. That's when I was in college. And so when I saw that, I was like, as I was scrolling and I looked and I was like, wait a minute.
hmm
Is that Case? Because you can't deny you once you hear Slim or you hear Case's voice, you're going to know exactly who it is. How did you make that happen? Because that was absolutely iconic.
So I want to give credit to Slim, to be honest. Slim reached out to me in December. And when he reached out to me, he said, hey man, I'm going through my holiday season, and the thing that I'm missing is your holiday mashups. And I was like, wow, Slim from 112 listens to my mashups. That's kind of crazy. And then it was like God tapped me and said, hey, remember the mashup thing that you used to do that you said that you didn't want to do no more? Yeah, it's time to revamp it now. And now you're going to put the artist, instead of you singing all of the songs, they're going to be collaborating with you. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. And so I asked him, I said, I said, bro, it's an honor. I said, I'm actually surprised that you listen to my mashups and stuff like that. I said, but what would really be dope is for me to honor you and all of the catalog that you have. And I was like, would you be comfortable? Would you be down to do a mashup with me? He was like, absolutely. And literally, as soon as he said absolutely, I sh- did the mashup in less than 12 hours. And I was like, all right, cool. Here's a mock. Because I was hungry. I was like, look, this is a great idea. I don't think anybody had done the collaborative mashup thing as
Nope.
of yet. And so I was like, yes, this is going to be great because there's a disparity as far as black entertainment is concerned, in a sense of like there's like Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, and then
Hmm.
like everything else that's under it. And I know Fallon has been doing mashups for quite a long time, but it's always with like Ariana Grande or Usher or Pink, or you know what I mean, like
Right.
it's those type of names. And so all of the other great artists, I feel like, get overlooked or they get forgotten about once their heyday or whatever is done, right? And so I'm like, no, their catalog still exists. Like they're still out here working. They're still out here on tour. Like,
They really
this,
are.
yeah, like this new generation deserves to understand like where these samples are coming from too. Because that's all, unfortunately, a lot of the new generation does is they just sample a lot of this early 2090 stuff. And a
Hmm.
lot of people are thinking that these are original records. And it's like, no, it's not an original record. This is a sample. And sometimes a sample of a sample. You know
We're
what
gonna
I'm saying?
blame TikTok because now that TikTok has taken a lot of these sounds, I had to get with my kids too. Like
Yeah.
play something. I'm like, that's SWV. That's not.
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about? So like, just that's true,
Yeah.
100%.
So they deserve that love. And Fallon and all of them are not going to give them that platform, even though their stuff is booming on TikTok. So I'm like, this is how I can be of service, right? It's not about just like, oh yeah, this is gonna help get my views up. It's like, no, like I want to give their flowers. I want for them to feel appreciated. I want for them to feel seen. Like that's important to me because I didn't realize how they felt until I actually started to sit down with some of these vets and these legends or whatever. They feel like a lot of the kids don't know who they are, or they don't appreciate it. They don't understand the art or the craft of it. And so that's how it started, was with Slim reaching out to me, and then God tapping me with the idea. And then once I had Slim, I was like, let me start reaching out to other people that I know that's within my phone that I've done shows with, to say, hey, would you be down to do it? In case just so happened to be one of those names, and a couple of other people that I can't name right now. But yeah, it's a series. It's a series called Vets Only. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited as far as rolling it out and just allowing for the mashups to permeate. I think that a lot of people thought I was going to be doing it once a week or 2 weeks. But what I've realized about these mashups is that it takes it takes time in order for it to travel throughout socials. And so like every day, I feel like it just gets bigger and bigger, or more people are starting to, get in tune with it. They just starting to discover, Slim's mashup, 3 million views later. And
Right.
so, cases is still building. So it allows for me also to prep the other artists as well to say, hey, I don't know what you have within your arsenal, but these mashups are doing good, and people are receiving it, and other blogs are picking it up. So if you have new music, or if you have a show, like, tell your team to align and use this moment as momentum for you. Just don't let the moment happen. Like, try to take advantage of it. So it's fun, and I'm having fun with it, most importantly.
You're
So
doing great with that. I also think that it's also going to cause people to go back to the old music and start downloading things. And so that
yep.
puts, helps the artist as well. Because even me, when I heard your mashup, it was on a Friday. I remember listening to it on a Friday. And then straight from then, I just went to my phone and I just started playing it. So then I even went back to like Cisco, like I went back
Yeah.
to that time because I was like, now I'm hearing this, now I'm gonna go this, and then I'm like, let me hit Jagged Edge because
Yep.
it just started bringing back memories. Like the music brings memories and it ties to like people for personal reasons. So then I just went on the whole thing and just started going
Yeah.
down.
A nostalgia binge is what we would call it.
You're
Yes.
gonna call it that because that's exactly what it was. But yeah, that opened up the door for that. And then when I heard you do case, I was like, oh, now this is another week. I got to go down and do it again. So I did the same thing. I went down the rabbit hole because, again, younger people don't understand though that who they are, and they don't understand how significant to me. Like that
Yeah.
was my young adult and just turning into an adult listening to music and could buy my own CDs with my own adult money. And I'm like, okay, now here I go with this. So I loved it. I'm loving these matchups. I don't know who you have. I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna wait. But I can't wait.
Yes, yes, yes. We got some, because right now it's been very male heavy. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
got some females coming up too that I'm really excited about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cannot wait. So let's talk about Love Tempo again.
Yeah.
Again, there has not been one skip. And so it was funny. I was listening to it this morning again just to prep.
Yeah.
And my daughter was like, "Isn't that Kevin Ross?"
Oh, come
Almost
on
told me.
now.
She said, and I didn't like show her. She's just like, "Oh, isn't that Kevin Ross?" And I was like, "Yeah." So how will you know? She's like, "He just sounds." I think she said the sound to her sounded like the song. Which one is it that she said? I want to make sure I get it right because she's going to be listening in. I'll have to think about that, but she mentioned one of your other songs, and I said
Wow.
100%. So then we went back, and I was like, "This is the one you were talking about." And she's like, "Yeah." And I was telling her, I'm going to pull it now. I was
Mhm.
telling her that when I listened to you, a lot of it, even when you have like some of your softer melody songs, it makes me feel a vacation. Like there's
Mm. Yes.
one song in particular that I listen to anytime I go on vacations, if it's a vacation with the family, by myself,
Yeah.
and I'll just put it on rotation. My kids were like, you play a song to the nth degree. But it's because my mom's a choir director, so I have, I'm used to that. But
Yeah.
that is what music does. And I think this particular one does give us something to dance to. It does give me vibes of like summer is on its way, it's knocking on the door. When I can roll the window now, when
Yeah.
this weather's been up and down, but when this weather gets breaks, go
Consistent.
down the
Yep.
window, go down the highway, and we can listen to this.
Yep. Absolutely.
So what was, the process like for you, when you're in the studio, you're bringing this together, like how did you come up with this idea to make it? I know why you said you did it and we need that up
Yes.
tempo, but what
Mhm.
what was the process for you to do this?
Wow. To be honest, I had to go through a lot of ideas. I really did. Cause it's not easy, like, to just make up tempo records. Like, what people don't understand outside of the creative world, like, is that when writers and stuff, like, they normally make ballads easier. They make vibes and slower things because, it allows for your mind to just kind of like go inside and, do all this cool stuff. But when it's an up tempo, it demands certain things. It demands intentionality, it demands melody, it demands all this stuff. So I had to go through a lot of ideas just to get like these 10 records, even though you guys are hearing five, but these 10 records. And so just trial and error and just saying, okay, what feels good with what? Um, where can I hear these records, right? Like, is it believable as well?
Mm.
Um, and then you start kind of painting as a creative, and then you're just like, okay, what are the colors that I want for this to feel like? And you know it definitely was a process as far as trial and error. It was not easy. It was it was not easy. Like, I wish it was like, yeah, I just went to the studio, made the first record in 15 minutes. Like, I think the first song that I started on was Back for More. And I started that January of 2024.
Oh,
And
wow.
we did not carve out that record. It took us 6 months maybe to really like
Flush it
grapple
out. Right.
and wrestle with it. And even when it was done, I was like, it just feels weird. Like, it just felt weird. Like, I knew it felt good to me, but I'm just like it just feels weird on its own. Like, I was like, where do I go from here? Do I do another one that's kind of like this? Like how do I pair this? And then Spin came and the Afrobeat record. And so it was like, okay, this is how. Now it's becoming a day party thing. It's like, it's not
Hmm.
necessarily a thing of like sonic sonic continuity. It became more of a thing of like the feel to say, okay, if I'm a DJ, I'm not gonna play the same type of records back to back. But
Right.
how do I, if I have a Serato, say, how do I go from Four on the Floor to Afrobeat, and for people to still not lose their groove? And so I think with a lot of hard work, we accomplished that with Yes.
Oh, and I text my daughter. She said it was Looking for Love, which I'm mad at myself because that's actually one of my
Ooh,
favorites.
we're looking
That's one
for
of my favorites. That's like my vacation go
Yeah.
song. So yeah, that does make sense for her. I was like, tell me what it is. So yeah, that's what she just texted. So I love that. Let's talk about your show. You are coming back to Philly,
Yeah.
and we love that because again,
Hmm.
City, you're gonna be at City Winery.
City Winery. Yep.
And I love City Winery. I actually I do stuff with them as well too.
Nice.
And yeah, I do things with them as well. So City Winery, for those who are listening, if you're in Philly, I don't understand how some people still tell me like I've never been to City Winery, I've never been to these places, and I just don't know how that's possible. But if you've never been, it
Hmm.
is a very intimate setting. It's a very intimate setting, and it's the perfect place to see some of your most amazing and favorite artists. I've
Hmm.
seen a lot of artists come through there, and I like the fact that you can make your show and the way that you want to have it set the way you want it to, because it can create an ambiance. Like, it is an evening. So talk about your show. Let's talk about well, can't talk about what to expect because I know how you're going to do, but talk about it.
Love Up Tempo, yes. The Love Up Tempo tour has been going on. We just did Atlanta, we just did Nashville last weekend, and then now
I saw the recaps of those
Atlanta.
things.
Yeah. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh, it was so fun. So fun. But yes, so the Love Up Tempo tour is coming to Pittsburgh and Philly. Actually, Pittsburgh is the day before Philly, but I'm doing two shows in Philly. Every time that I've done Philly within the past 2 years, you guys sell out really quickly. And so I decided to add a second show. So cross fingers that you guys will show up to the second show, because the first show is gonna be sold out. I am not worried about that. The second show, yeah, we got to make sure that the people are in the place.
Okay.
However, what I will say is that I am an artist who engages with his audience. I'm not self-indulgent in the sense to say, look at me while I'm in my glory and as I sing these songs, and you know, I do not know how to stand still on stage for not very long. Um, and I just love to connect, man. Like, it's that's the moment in time where I get to look at people and see how these records are moving them, and how it affects them, and to see their eyes light up. And so to me, that gives me all of the energy that I need, that battery in my back, in order to go forward. I'm going off stage for sure. We
I love
dancing,
that.
we moving. City Winery is a venue most known for keeping artists on stage
Hmm.
normally. And most artists are cool with that. I'm not cool with that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make sure that I connect with you guys. It's not to embarrass you, to make you feel uncomfortable. It is only to let you know that from the front all the way to the back, if you sitting at the bar, if you sitting at the bar tables and you felt like you got you got the cheap seats, and your girl, she there, but she ain't happy because she ain't up front.
Right.
Uh, don't
And that
fret.
does happen. I've seen it. It does happen. I have seen it.
Yeah, don't fret. You will have your interaction. And so I love that. I love that about the show. So for those who have never seen it or that has been curious to come, um my show is very different than my records. Let's say that. I'm not as soft singing within my records. I know how to project,
Okay.
and that's the beauty of my show is the contrast between record and live. Is that I want people to understand the difference. That the record is the record, and I'm going to use my voice to complement the record. And then when it's live, I know how to use my voice to complement a live stage and to demand your attention. And so, yeah, it's going to be fun. So get your tickets, kevinrossmusic.com. Philly, we in there.
Yes, please get your tickets. Like I said, it is an amazing time. And for those who have never been, again, I don't know how, but in case you're traveling in and you're listening and you've never been, make sure that you pick the seat that you want. You can pick where you want to sit. And there's food that's flown that you can get before you come. And then you can drink some wine. They have some great selections. Trust me, I am a wine person. They do great there, and enjoy it. It's really a vibe. Like being there is like a vibe. It doesn't matter if you're going by yourself. It doesn't matter if you're doing date night, if you're out with your girls. It literally is a mix. And there's a lot of people from different mixes that are doing that. So go get your tickets immediately. You do not want to miss it.
That's right.
So the one of the two last things I want to ask, this is actually from my therapist.
Okay.
My therapist, I talked to him yesterday. His question was for you was, how has your music changed now that you're a father? How has your music and your creativity changed?
Mm, I don't have the luxury to overthink. And I realized that it was a luxury to sit there and be like, I wonder, it's like, and there's a difference between overthinking and then going through the process of creating a song, right? Like, you can know that it's like, nah, it's not there yet, and not overthink it. You just know that you may not know what it is that's missing, but you just know that it's not complete yet. And so that I stick with my gut and my instinct on that. So I don't overthink. I just allow for time and opportunity to take its place. And meet God halfway a lot of the time. So I don't stress as much because I don't have the luxury to. Uh, I long story short is I've realized that a lot of the things that I had within my mind and in my life were luxuries. And once those luxuries are removed, and you are placed with necessity, um, that changes things. That changes things a lot. And so, what you guys are hearing is me not overthinking, and me like in my first mind. You know what I mean? Of following that instinctual. How about that? Very
Instinctual. I
instinctual.
like that.
I'm more of an instinctual artist now, versus being like the over analytic. So yeah, and I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the instinct of it because it's like, I'll make songs and I'll be like, okay, I don't like it. They're like, what, you don't
Okay.
like it? And I'll be like, no, I don't like it. I was like, it could go for somebody else, but I don't like it. And be like, next, moving on. And until I find it, until my instinct and my spirit are aligned to say, yeah, this feels good. I'll never question it. And just keep it moving.
Love that. Love that. So my last question for you is, it's 2025. Has there been anything that has happened so far in 2025 that has already like blown your mind musically, where you're just like, I am loving the way this is going, or I like an opportunity that I have? Like, what has blown your mind so far for 2025?
Hmm. My mind isn't necessarily blown a lot lately. Um, I'm humbled for sure. Uh, I will say this, right? Currently, right now, I'm number 12 on the R&B Billboard charts, and which is great. And it's been a month and a half since this record called "Love in the Middle" came out, and The interesting thing about that and what keeps me humble is because now major labels are now back to putting their R&B acts on radio. So now
Mhm.
that's the cool thing to do now, right?
Right.
It's all right, we got to get a number one because urban mainstream is not as friendly to R&B artists as they once were.
No.
Um, Now, they've taken off adult R&B from off of Billboard, and now it's just the R&B charts. So now that you've leveled the playing field, now that number means that much more, and it carries more weight because now we're competitive. It's not Kevin with the aunties and the uncles.
No.
It's
Mm-mm.
with my peers, and now you got to catch me. You got to catch me since I'm number 12, and I'm coming for 10. I'm coming for 5. I'm coming for 1, and so as though I am competitive, I'm humbled because it is a lot of traffic. It's a lot of new records coming into the system. So that's great. I'm humbled by the response of the mashups. I'm humbled by the way people are receiving the EP. I'm just humbled by the momentum. And I think that Love Uptempo is my most intentional project to date in the sense of rollout, in the sense of my team, everything that was put into it before anybody even heard a record or heard a sound or the title or anything. Like we spent a great deal of time trying to figure out how to put this out and to not let go of momentum. To say, okay, just because we put it out, that doesn't mean that we're off cycle. That doesn't
Right.
mean that we just wipe our hands of it. I tell my team all the time, I'm like, this is a great launching pad. They're like, launching pad? I'm like, yeah, this shit ain't over. I'm like, we got we
But
got a
things to
lot more
do.
work to, yeah, we got a lot
Right.
more work to do. Just because the DSPs, they playlisted, and shout out to the DSPs because they did their thing. Um, but just because the playlist ain't booming or we ain't putting out new music every 2 weeks or whatever, like we still have to be present. And now we have tools within social media to remain present. We have a tour that we can remain present, partnerships with Heart and Soul and Sirius XM Radio to remain present, doing these podcasts with yourself and many others to remain present. And
Right.
so that's what it's really about, is like it's not just about saying, hey, look at me, Kevin Ross, but it's like let's take the conversation pieces that we can get from out of this as well. How can we move the culture and our generation forward? There's a lot of muck or a lot of gunk, a lot of lowbrow things,
Yes.
as far as that are like pushed to us as far as within our feeds like all the time, that it's like the fact that I'm at least doing my best to make a difference, to say I get it. Sometimes highbrow stuff or people that's trying to be excellent, that's trying to be great, is not entertaining. It's not as
Mm-hmm.
provocative. It's not as polarizing. It's not as I got you. I got
Yep.
now that I have your attention type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. But it's still needed, and we need balance. We need balance. I've done a cleanse of social media, certain like pages that I follow that I had to unfollow because they just I get it. They need the clicks. They need clickbait. They understand that. But for me, and at this place in my life, I don't need to see that all the time. And it feels like everybody. So I'm like, unfollow. No offense to you, unfollow. But
Mm-hmm.
what you're serving me is not serving me. And so I can't indulge in that, but I can be the change that I want you to see as far as within the generation. So whoever's tapped in, whoever wants it, it's there for them. And so I just gotta stay on that path. I'm not going to go beneath my standards or my morality, just to quote unquote make it or to get more views or viewership. Like we're seeing too many of our legends or our vets or people that's amazingly talented crash out because of
Yes.
that they're clamoring for viewership, they're clamoring for attention. And it's not that deep. It really isn't. I'm not
No.
into my family. I'm not into selling my friends. I'm not selling out nobody so that I can gain a few more followers or I can be something that's trending for a day. When I can ruin a friendship, or I can ruin a relationship for a lifetime. that to me don't make sense. And so yeah, I know that was very long-winded, but
No, that you dropped some nuggets. So if y'all were listening, you dropped some
yeah.
nuggets. And somebody needs to hear that. I've been doing like social media detox, like shutting off no social media, set my phone to take it right off like after 9, just allow myself to have that downtime. And so
Mhm.
I 100% get it.
We gotta draw the line in the sand. Like, and I think people have been so, I guess, so timid to do that. I'm just like, I'm tired. I got to draw the line in the sand and say, there's a difference. There's a difference between the content that this person creates and what I create or what we create over here. But if we don't create that, um, if we don't draw the line, then everybody will look at it as the same thing, and everybody will look at it as we're saying we're in the same sandbox, and we're not. And I'm tired of trying to play in that, or at least allude to me playing in this sandbox. There is a spectrum when it pertains to the culture. We are
Mhm.
not all the same.
Yep, it's true.
We're not all the same, and so there's certain opportunities that I may get that I'm gonna say no to because I'm like, that does not fit my brand. But it's such and such, and they have such a
No.
big profile. I'm like, me and them are not the same, and I gotta draw the line. And it is what it is. Like, but we have to. Like, the world's been watching us forever, but the
Yep.
world has always watched us, and they always group us together in this wide net to say black people are all the same. They like the same stuff. They do the same thing. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's like that's not true. Like, I'm always gonna be down for people who are winning within the culture. But how you win
That
as well,
matters.
that matters. I can't
Mhm.
clap for you, you know what I mean? Like, because you done made it out the hood, but at the same time, what you sell uh is imprisoning even more people or keeping them bound to where they are. I can't clap for that. Just because. Like, that's just where I stand.
Right.
And if that means certain things will come or will happen, so be it. But I'm not applauding that. I'm not applauding unexcellent things. I'm not applauding things that don't move me because of the fact that they look like me. I can't. Like, we got to set a bar. We got to set a standard. And
And
I
that's
don't
just called having integrity, honestly.
know.
We don't have enough integrity in the world and we need more of it. And that's why it comes through in your music. Honestly, it comes through in your music because you always you can appeal to the old soul and to the new soul. And I love that because we need more of it. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for you one being here. Everybody, please go listen to Love Uptempo Volume 1. And is there a Volume 2 coming?
There is a volume 2 coming for sure. We are on it.
See,
I
you
just
gotta
I
go.
just
That's why you gotta get Volume 1 so you can be prepared for Volume 2.
I just sent them the masters for volume 2. We done.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. It's coming. I'm gonna be watching my phones for it to pop up because
that's
I have
right.
it set up so when stuff comes in new, like I'll know. So we're gonna be
Abs-
waiting.
Thank you. Thank you
Well,
for
if
your.
you didn't get your tickets, I'm gonna put that in the show's link for you to grab the tickets for April the 12th. That's this
That's
Saturday.
right. That's right.
There are 2 shows. I just looked up 6 and 9:30. So make sure that you are in the building. I'm probably gonna be at the 9:30 show. And finally, so we can go from computer to, take it to and see live and all the stuff. I cannot wait. So make sure you get your tickets, listen to this amazing album. And thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. And until next time.
We're gonna be making sure we rock out and we
That's right.
listen to you and we do all the things. And yes, thank you.
No, thank you.
All right, what a conversation, right? What did you think about this episode today? Again, he dropped so many nuggets of wisdom. We weren't even expecting that. Like, we were just probably thinking you're going to hear him talk about the album, you're going to hear about the process. Listen, it's never like that with Kevin. Kevin comes, he brings everything to me when he comes and gives everything to you guys when he's on that stage. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, make sure that you get your tickets for this Saturday, April the 12th, 2025 for City Winery. There are counting two shows, one at 6 and one at 9:30. I'm going to be at 1. and I'm going to be there having a great time. I am ecstatic about that. I love that for me. And I want you to be in the building. Plus, I want you to make sure that you listen, download, and listen to this amazing album. It is everything. I keep listening to it and putting on loop because it's only 5 tracks. And so you already heard, right? There's a volume 2 coming and it's ready. I can't wait for it to drop. With that being said, make sure you click on the links to get all the things Kevin Ross. Kevin, I just want to say thank you again. Like I said to you once we stopped recording, to thank you for just like trusting my platform that I'm not going to do you wrong. I'm here for you. I want you to be successful. And so with that being said, I hope I see you at the show this Saturday. And by you, I mean the listeners. And I'm so grateful. Remember, do one activity, literally one activity that will make you feel good. Like build that confidence, pour into your cup. And did you not hear what Kevin Ross was talking about in this episode? Dropping gems. And if you can't catch it, go back and listen to it. Maybe you need to hear it twice. Maybe, nonetheless, drops mic at this point, just because Kevin Ross did the thing that needed to be done. So see you on Saturday at the shows, everybody. And make sure you listen to Love Uptempo. It's such a great vibe. Have a most amazing weekend, and I will see you next week for Conversations with Toy.
Thank you as always for joining me. And I know that even in the deepest or joyful conversations, that there's something we can learn and apply. Until next time, I hope that you are doing better. If not, we will be back to talk some more and handle it. Peace to you and yours. Stay grounded.